Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's live album reaction. Today we're going to be reacting to an EP. I was looking for something to react to, and what I came across was, I'll just share the screen so we can all see it. Correct, tell me if you can see that.
Yeah, that's coming through.
So yeah, it's the Sisters EP by Pulp. Okay, 1994 release. 19 minutes, 14 seconds. So yeah, just 4 songs on there. So, Brett, can you still see the screen?
Yep.
Okay. First of all, Brett, do you know this EP? Do you own it? Have you heard it?
I thought you were first going to say, do I know Pulp? I was going to go, yep. No, I do not know this particular EP. I don't feel like I recognise any of the songs either.
Me neither. So look, just quickly on Pulp then. Famous for Common People. That's a song that I really like. What other, I can't think off the top of my head some of their other songs. I think there's a few more that I know.
Disco.
Oh yeah, Disco 2000.
2000.
Yeah, I like that one as well.
Yeah, there. And there is another one I also quite like, but I also can't feel the top of it. They're the two big ones that come to mind.
Yeah. Good. So, are you a Pulp fan?
Well, seeing that we barely got 2 songs off the top of our heads there, I can't really say. It'd be weird if I went, yeah, massive fan, love all their stuff, because it'd be a bit. But those 2 songs, I do like them. But like I said, the ones I do, like I said, I can't remember what they were called off the top of my head. They're that sort of, mid 90s sort of periods, that sort of Brit pop kind of thing. And it is my sort of genre of music as well. So some I have heard of theirs, I do like. When Jarvis did a bit of his stuff on his own, also didn't mind as well. But but as we discovered, obviously don't know enough of their stuff, so it'd be nice to hear a bit more than just the main 2 that we came up with.
Yeah, so it's quite an interesting one, this. Okay, good. So we will hit the road with Babies.
Well, it happened years ago when you lived on Standard Road. We listened to your sister when she came home from school, 'cause she was 2 years older and she had boys in her room. I listened outside, I heard her, alright. Well, that was alright for a while, but soon I wanted more. I wanted to see as well as hear, and so I hid inside her wardrobe, and she came home round 4, and she was with some kid called David, and from the garage up the road. I listened outside, I heard her, alright. I wanna take you home, I wanna give you children. When I saw you next day, I really couldn't tell, 'cause she might go and tell your mother. When I saw you went with me, oh yeah, he was coming on, and I thought I heard you laughing when his mother guess it couldn't last too long. I came home one day and all the things are gone. I fell asleep inside. I never heard her call. Oh, I opened up the wardrobe and I had to get it on. Yeah, oh listen, oh, we were on the bed when you came home. I heard you stop outside the door. I know you won't believe it's true. I went with her 'cause she looks like you. My God, oh, I wanna take you home. I wanna give you children. You might be my girlfriend. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay, so not sure what happened there at the end, but everything was okay. I guess. Yeah. So, Brett, can you hear me? Brett, can you hear me? Earthling to Brett, can you hear
Yes,
me?
I can. Can you hear me? Yes, can you hear me?
But you've got a really shit
Yes,
internet
can you hear
connection.
me?
You've got a really shit internet connection. Sort it out. Sort it out, son. Or maybe it's me, I don't know.
Got
I
what?
don't know. Okay, so sorry, a few technical issues there. So yeah, as for that song, I like that song. I was impressed with it. There's quite a bit going on in it, I thought, by the end of it. It seemed like it was just going to be going like sort of one particular way. Then we did have some sort of change up parts to it. I think what I liked about it, it had a sort of like, might sound a bit strange, but sort of almost like a sort of like American rock and roll kind of sound to it, but with a very sort of British, Northern British voice, so Jarvis Cocker. And I like the beat of it. It was very upbeat. It was, it was constant. It was boppy head along to it. Very, very, very head boppy, as we like to say on this channel. And I just thought it worked really, really well. However, on the negative side, I think I would have preferred it if it hadn't changed up as much as it did. I actually liked probably the first half of the song more, when it kind of was more constant, and then there were some changes up to it where it slowed down a bit, or the kind of the style of singing changed a little bit. Wasn't quite as keen on that. So it's a song that I thought, I really like this, and by the end of it I was like, okay, it was good, but not, people didn't like it as much as I thought I was going to like it, if that makes sense. So but still, overall, like I said, good solid song, that, because wasn't sure what to expect from these songs. So yeah, what about you, Brett? How did you find it?
Yeah, so I actually recognise this song. So when I was thinking like, I'm sure there's another song of theirs, so it was probably this one, but I would never thought, when you look at the title and for hearing the song, would you think that was called Babies? Anyway, so yeah, so I did recognise it, and I really, what I quite liked it is thinking where you were coming maybe with like the American sound, but I actually like the sort of the talking kind of thing, which I know is very much a Pulp thing. It sounds very Pulp. It's very Jarvis Cocker-esque to sort of, yeah, like talk it rather than sing. It hasn't got like an amazing singing voice, but it's just got a very, I put it, like storytelling. Is that like a way to explain it? Like a storytelling kind of with his other songs as well. So I quite like that. I quite like the beats. Unlike you, I quite like the change ups in it. Actually, I think it just brings something a little bit different to it, so it doesn't stay too samey throughout. But I totally get where you're coming from as well, in terms of that being your favourite part of him. Didn't need to change if we need to, but I quite like that sort of from there. And yeah, I think it's just a good sort of, again, it just feels that very Pulp like, very mid 90s, early 90s, simple, but not as I was such a simple song from there, but just very easy to listen to. Just like I said, even though I had no idea what we really were hearing or singing about, really. Yeah, good opening track, I feel.
Okay, so we go to the next one. We had a very, very short snippet of this. I paused the first song a little bit late, so we got about half a second of this next song, and I didn't particularly like the sound of it from that half second. If I'm honest, so I'm not sure I'm going to like this one. But
it can only go up from here now, surely.
Yeah, right. This is Your Sister's Clothes.
Sister said you'll never go. You're trying to make it straight right now, but I don't think that you know how your sister knows. She wears your clothes, she loves, and all those things you chose. Your sister knows, takes off your clothes when you're short, and for goodness knows. I left something just where I knew you'd find it. Lift your pillow and you'll see. And it's coming round today. Check out in your mirror. Talking that won't change your life. Listen hard and you can hear her saying not to be so brave. Listen up and lay right there. Watch her as she's going down. It's easy when you stop pretending that you just got lost on the way. I can't remember where we met. I can't remember what she said. I can't forget the things we did. But everything just seemed to fit. Your sister knows. She wears your clothes, she loves, and all those things you chose. Your sister knows. Takes off your clothes, leaves your bed, for goodness knows. Oh, she says it's better too, if you just stop being so stuck up. And it's coming round today. Check out if you're still alive. Talking dirt won't change your life. Listen hard and you can hear her saying not to be so afraid. Listen up and lay right down. Watch her as she's going down. It's easy when you stop pretending that you just got lost on the way. Try it. You might like it, but you might smudge your lipstick. And it's coming round today. Check out if you're still alive. Talking that won't
Right, we'll go straight over to the boss to take us through that one. Off you go.
Yeah, tough one to start off with on this one. I'll use one of my favourite lines that I use quite a lot when I'm uncomfortable. I don't know what to make of this one. I don't know if I like it, if I hate it, if I don't mind it. Let's try and break some elements down. So the one before I did say felt very more 90s, very pulp-like. Definitely had the pulp, it was a sort of like talking, singing, the Jarvis Cocker elements from there. But to me, this felt more like an 80s kind of electric synth kind of song. More artistic, I would say. So part of that, I feel, oh yeah, I do like that. I can see elements are there. But I don't know, and even though there wasn't lots of different things going on, it also felt like there was. It felt like a bit all over the place, even though there wasn't a lot there to it. And this is no disrespect to Jarvis Cocker and singing, 'cause I've just praised how much I do quite like it, but there were parts where it felt like someone was doing like a drunk karaoke song for someone who's actually quite good. Let me make that clear. I think someone who's good but is very drunk doing karaoke. And that's why I think I'm in a mixed mind with like how I really feel about it. I feel like, yeah, listen, this is not a top 20 song. This isn't Common People. This isn't Disco 2000s. This is, like I said, a bit more artistic, a bit different. But yeah, I guess elements I can probably pick out and would like, but at the same time, I don't know if it overall worked as a whole as a song for me. Yeah, drunk uncle singing karaoke with a good voice.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from with that. I mean, I would describe the song as quite quirky. It wasn't.
Ooh, yeah,
it's not
that's a
like
good
a
one.
typical style of song, like typical song. But the previous one was more so, I suppose, a more sort of standard type of song, even though there was the talking going on rather than just singing. With this one, it's a very difficult one to decipher, to sort of really talk about. I mean, I stand by what I said. I was right about that beginning part. I didn't particularly like the sound of that, and I thought, oh, I'm not going to like this song. But as the song went on, it did kind of grow on me, and I did quite like it. Probably maybe not as much as the previous one, but I'd say it's only a little bit further down the list for me in terms of how enjoyment. So I don't know what it was about it. It's a difficult one to really talk about. It's like I did find it quite messy. Like there seems to be quite a bit going on, and different styles, like pure talking parts, and then more sort of like parts with tunes. It was a lot going on. It felt like. I mean, you said it kind of felt like that as well, but yet at the same time there wasn't a lot going on. I don't know. I think there was a lot going on, and you could really feel that. And it was also weird because I was going to say it's not a catchy chorus, but and it wasn't. But at the same time, it kind of did feel a bit catchy in a way as well. I feel like if you listen to it a few times, you might kind of find it a bit catchy in a way. I don't know. It's a very strange one, this. So I don't really have much. I don't know what to say. But whatever it was, this peculiar song, I did quite like it. Quite liked it, yeah. But yeah, quite unusual. Maybe the experimental song on the EP, perhaps. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what the next one's like, which is Seconds.
the best that you can get. Oh yeah, but somebody told me. 'Cause seconds turn into hours, and the hours turn into days. Oh, still it feels like more. The first stone leaves its trace, and then slides into second place. Oh, still it feels like more. You're always complaining. Can't you think of something else? It's nearly new. The basement made for two. And if you play your eyes, you could be anywhere you want yourself to be. Oh yeah, it's fine. I know you want to love so long, but sometimes second best is all you go. Somebody told me that seconds turn into hours, and the hours turn into days. But still it feels like more. The first time leaves its trace, and then slides into second place. But still it feels like more.
Okay. Yeah, that was also pretty good, I thought. If we're going to compare, I'd say this is definitely more similar, more comparable to the first song rather than the previous song, because the second song, yeah, was just, I liked it, like I said, but just felt very quirky, whereas this was a proper song in my book anyway. A bit more, like I said, a bit more like the first song. And I thought the chorus was kind of quite catchy in a way. We had quite a lot of variation in terms of like singing style. There was the spoken part. There was the more I don't know how to describe it. The sort of harder singing parts. Like proper singing parts. So yeah, I think the song offered quite a lot. There's a few change ups as well. So kind of like with the first song again. And again, like the first song, I thought it had a sort of pretty good beat to it. So it was kind of quite head boppy, I guess. Maybe not quite as much as the first song, but still had that. And yeah, I don't know. It just felt very Pulp-like. Like even the other songs as well. Like at one point in this song, I was expecting it to almost in my head like break out into Common People at one point. It was. So I don't really know. Yeah, what more to say about this? I quite enjoyed it. It was, yeah, a good, solid song. I quite liked, really. What about you, Backstreet Brett?
Yeah, I really like this one. It's funny you mentioned like common people. There's definitely elements, as you said, of it that sounds like it could have been, probably had that same sort of storytelling. And I feel like, I don't know why, I don't know, maybe because we're more used to common people, is that an easier song to sort of follow? I feel like this one could just have as good a story. And I was trying to listen to and really pick up on it, and it wasn't like it didn't seem like it sounded like complicated things. I could pick up certain words, but I don't know, I just couldn't just follow it
Same
that well,
story.
really. Same, yeah. The one I'm trying is still struggles, but yeah, and I feel like that could be a big part to help with it there. I felt really 80s to start with, but by the end of it, I said it was really catchy, really boppy. Almost felt like a more, I wouldn't say a real modern sort of rock indie band, so the more, I don't know, maybe early noughties kind of sort of. It felt yeah, more like indie rock pop than how it started. And yeah, it followed the same patterns of and we had lots of different elements, but they seemed to work together and felt more in tune with each other unlike the sort of previous song. Yeah, I feel like I'll need to probably want to go and listen to that back maybe with the lyrics and try and see if I can pick up that a little bit more. But that's close to maybe going to a playlist. I really did enjoy that kind of one of it to it. Yeah. But like I said, I think I would like to maybe listen to it another couple of times maybe and see if it really is. Yeah, but that initial thought was thinking, oh, this could be like a good alternative instead of always listening to common people. Like you say, is there another pop song? I probably could say Decans. I think that's a really good alternative song to know of theirs.
Okay, so that brings us to the final track and the longest track, which is His and Hers. Right. We'll go over to the sheriff to take us through this one.
Oh, I feel like I've definitely got the short straw with these two songs. Yeah, where do we go with this one here? I'm going to take your word from earlier as well. Quirky is how I initially had things put down. It's annoying me. So that sort of start part where we had I don't know how to explain the sort of the original backbeat of the music. The closest sort of thing like on an old fashioned kind of like cruise ship or a fancy yacht, people sipping cocktails, that kind of it's close to explain to that one there. But let's jump forward and get to sort of, I guess it's around about the middle part where I referred to the drunk uncle who was singing karaoke. It now felt like this sort of drunk uncle's having a bit of a mental breakdown at one point. I don't know what was sort of going on. And again, the start really trying hard on the lyrics. Again, it was very clear that there was sort of kind of going to be a story, but a little maybe something to pick up there. I felt I was keeping up with it, but then it didn't really make sense. And then it went really weird, and I kind of lost what is really going on. I felt it went a bit sexual in parts as well. I don't know, it just went away. But then that last part, it kind of changed. I almost forgot we were listening almost to a totally different song. We didn't have even like the fancy yacht part earlier on as well, and it felt quite catchy. It felt more upbeat. It was like, yeah, it was like just this person had a mental breakdown in the middle of it, and then realised what was going on, and actually realised it was meant to be singing a different type of song. And I quite liked it towards the end, but I kind of had this middle bit where it was just felt a bit, and I don't mind a bit of artistic stuff or going a bit experimental and. There's obviously some deeper meaning to it. And there's obviously part of it as well. So I don't want to say like I hated that part, but it just it probably wasn't in the right frame of mind for it. But the ending part felt really catchy, really enjoyable, and anything I probably liked from a song as well. So another strange one to decipher. So I wonder if you can help or do a better job than me.
So it was definitely another quirky song, possibly even more so than the second song, I'd say in a way. I'd say this was my least favourite song in terms of actual enjoyment for my ears. I think that's the right way to explain it. So it's not like a song I particularly like choose to listen to. I wouldn't put it on a playlist. But saying that, I still found it really unique, really interesting to listen to as well. I enjoyed it in a different kind of way, just hearing all the different sounds. There were so many different background sounds going on. There was one point going like with bop, pop, no, blop, blop, blop. I can't do it. Blop. What am I doing? Like, I don't know, there's all these different sounds going on. Some of the sounds I didn't particularly like. There was one sound that really annoyed me. At one point, I can't explain. I'm not even going to try to sound it. And there were other parts that I did prefer. So for me, it was a song of contrast with the different sort of peculiar sounds going on. And like you, I thought, okay, as soon as the song started, the lyrics were very clear. He was speaking. I thought, okay, I'm going to really focus on this. I'm going to understand this. But I soon lost my way. I don't know where he went with it. I just couldn't continue understanding it. Yeah, something about sounded like it was with a girl. I don't know. Something sexual, but not really sure. So it was really strange. Like I said, lots of strange sounds going on. Different types of. I don't know if I can even call it singing. Different voice things going on, like you say, kind of like he had a mental breakdown in the middle of it. It's a hard one to sort of get my head around and really sort of try to describe. But what I can say, and like I said earlier, just a minute ago, it was my least favourite song, but I still quite kind of appreciated it. The fact it was different, artistic. Just a bit peculiar. and certainly not like a catchy sort of song with a sort of catchy chorus, unlike maybe some of the others. So if we're going to sum up, I'd say, yeah, I was quite impressed with this EP overall. Quite enjoyed it. Like I said, I enjoyed every track. Like I said, the first 3 tracks, which is 75% of the album, I did enjoy. I'd say they were kind of, for me, kind of felt like almost on a par. Not a great deal of... There was differences in terms of how they sounded, of course, but I mean, in terms of my actual enjoyment. That second one was a bit weird. But yeah, I think the first song, the third song were definitely the best 2. And yeah, it was interesting to listen to really kind of hear more from Pulp, who didn't know much about. I think when I was a kid, I did have, and probably still have got the an album of Pulp. So I'm pretty sure I have. So I'm sure I have listened to it in the past. But yeah, pretty good. Pretty good, I'd say. Maybe not. There's not something that I'd probably put on a playlist, but enjoyed it nonetheless. What about you?
Yeah, I don't think I can really say much different to what you said there. I kind of agree with sort of most of the points, not all of them that you made. Obviously, for me, I made it clear, obviously, that third song I really, really liked and said potentially would put it on the playlist, but I said we'll just have another couple of listens to it. And I think you said it quite well there, where we had variation on it. It wasn't so vastly varied in some way. And all songs were on par. Yes, there were probably ones we slightly enjoyed more than others, but it wasn't like there was like a one real proper standout song, and on the other side, there wasn't one that was really like couldn't listen to. And I felt I could listen to all of those, and I feel I do probably need future listens, maybe with lyrics, and just need time to get used to them, seeing more as a artistic kind of song. Because I know we can repeat it, but they're not common people, are they? They're different in their own rights there. So yeah, I guess it can be classed as a good EP, because I said I enjoyed listening to all of the songs on there, with one potentially could go onto a playlist, which, as you said, that's like a quarter of what we've listened to. So yeah, but as you also said as well, yeah, it's just nice to hear other stuff of Pulp, even though it sounds so Pulp, but yet still very different to something we knew already. Yeah, so I think a good day all round, I think, for that one.
Okay, so that's it from us. I forgot to mention at the beginning as well that if you have a request for us and to do an album or EP, if you donate to our channel, we will guarantee and prioritize your request for you. All the information you can find down below in the description, and I'll try to pin the comment as well if I remember. So guys, thank you for watching, and see you again soon for the next one. Take care. Goodbye.